Hey guys, it's Katie, and I'm here today to review Redwall by Jacques. And for those of you who don't know what this book is about, it follows a young mouse named Matthias, who lives in an abbey in a little town called Mossflower. And it basically follows the abbey's journey to save the town from this evil plundering rat by the name of Clooney. And the little that we find out about him is just he's traveled all over the world. Everyone knows who he is. They think he is just complete evil and that he just wants to destroy everyone and rule the world, basically. But as I found out once I'd started this is not the first book in the chronological order to read this series. So that kind of annoyed me because I like to read things in chronological order because then I feel like I have a better understanding of the world. But this is the first book in the publication order of the series. So depending on which way you like to read, chronology versus publication, will depend on which book you start with. It doesn't take away too horribly much if you start with this, but I was a little bit confused at the beginning because it just felt like we'd been introduced to some of the characters before. But once you get in a little bit, then it gets a little bit better. I really started to get into this about a quarter of the way through. That's when things started getting a little bit more exciting. Well, I'm going to tell you some things that I liked about this book and some things I didn't like as much about this book. So some things I didn't like about this book started in the middle, that we should have known some of the places, some of the people before. And also, I didn't like how everything seemed to resolve so quickly. It's not that the pace was too fast. It's just like if there was a conflict or something, it's like, okay, that's resolved now. Like, oh, okay. So that was kind of a bit strange to me, and it almost felt like it jumped all over the place in some ways. But the pacing was good, so I just wasn't feeling the way that it was written. So I mean, that's personal preference, I guess. But going to some of the things that I really liked about this series, I loved the use of the actual historical events and some of the legends in medieval history that were woven in. And I liked the use of and description of monastic life. I thought that was done really well. The world building was very interesting. That kept me interested in getting through the book. And also just the use of riddles and the use of different dialects of language throughout the book. It wasn't that they were different languages, it was like dialects. So for instance, there are these moles and they speak kind of a Scottish dialect, if you will, or at least that's the way I read it in my head. And then there are these sparrows that speak a language called Sparrow, and it's almost like baby speak in a way. And so, I mean, just the use of that for different animals and different people, I thought that was really interesting. The characterization was fun. The use of certain plot devices were kind of unique. I mean, it was still enjoyable enough for me that it kept me going. And, you know, just getting to see the legends and things get interwoven throughout the book. I thought that was really fun. Especially, I have yet to decide if I'm going to continue on with the series, mostly because of time and also just getting my hands on the books. But as something that was kind of short and fast-paced for school purposes, this was a decent choice. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and follow me on any of the social media links that I've linked below. And I will talk to you guys all again sometime soon. Okay,